What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday. So we just popped off on that very long video from last week. We had like an hour and a half worth of content because we had such a busy week. Angelica had a lot of work and I had a few clients. And then Saturday we had a ceremony, this mesa feeding, which you guys saw. And then Sunday, we decided to take care and nurture ourselves, which is awesome. Then Monday, we had, I don't even remember. We were very tired. Our sleep schedule was kind of iffy. But then Tuesday, we had a house blessing, which takes about 2 hours. I'm very grateful that Angelica was with me because she is learning how to do house blessings from me and Rodrigo, but mainly more hands-on with me. And it was like 6,000 square foot house. So thank the Lord, because that was 2 hours with both of us. So I assume if it was just me, it would be around like 3+ hours getting the house blessing done. And we were supposed to record it, but again, we had a lot. She had a few meetings to go to, and we were like, all right, we got to go. Like, while she was in her meetings, I went, I prepared, I grabbed all the stuff that we needed, brought it back here. Once she was done, we got in the car, we left. And I was a little crappy, but that's okay. We talked it out. Everything is fine. So today she has one client. She was gonna go to the chiropractor, but the chiropractor's not feeling well, so they changed dates. So she's gonna come back. We need to run and get groceries, and then we might go to the Apple store. Angelica's MacBook is old. I don't know when she got it, but she's been having it for a while now, and it's starting to slow down tremendously and like not work as well. So I just got a new one, so I am set. That's what I've been doing, all the video editing and iPad or podcast stuff on, and I do a lot of graphic design, so I have the machine for it. She does not do graphic design stuff, but still, like, she's had it for such a long time and she does a lot of stuff on there, so we need to get her something new. So we're probably gonna go take a look at some of that, and then also I'm gonna play some games here in a second. Let me close this out because the baby's asleep. I'm really tired and I kind of just want to like de-stress, so I'm gonna do a couple of rounds on Apex. But yesterday, so there was this couch here. Well, similar to this one, it was a bigger one that took up a lot of space. We have these two here. This is an addition to the house, and no one really hangs out here, so it's just purely decorative. Which you can see we have a lot of decorations from my parents. I've talked about this before, but I don't know if that's part of the stuff that I cut out. Because like I said, we had like an hour and a half worth of content, and I was like, that's a lot. I don't think anyone's gonna want to sit through an hour and a half, so let me just like remove some parts and see what happens. So today, again, I'm gonna kind of just jump on, play games for like 30 minutes or something, and then shower and dress, and then we're gonna, by that time Angelica should be almost done on her way back, so then we can eat lunch. Because don't go grocery shopping while you're hungry. You will buy the worst foods ever. And we're trying to eat healthier. Well, we are eating healthier, but we've been eating a lot more since the move, because that can be very stressful. And then we have to move some more stuff around here, and then I have to bring my couch in because I have the Love Sack couch. Literally the greatest investment ever. I bought that, and it has been through like 3 or 4 dogs, 2 cats, and it still looks brand new. And it's super comfortable. So I'm gonna start moving that in here to make more space. And yeah, so I'm gonna jump on and play some video games real quick. I'll probably take you along for that for a smidge, and then yeah, that's how we're starting off our hump day.
So it's a little bit of a lighter day today, and Honestly, it's been a little tough the past couple of days. Sometimes just different aspects of awareness and the healing kind of creep up on you. And I decided to actually work with cacao this morning because I have been having a bit of a difficult time with just some interactions and just like who I am. And you always want to, like, instead of reacting, you always want to kind of reflect on how you're showing up in relationships and how you're showing up in your life, really. And that's kind of what's been happening. So just me reflecting on like who I'm being and if things are in alignment with that, and when things aren't in alignment, like how I can kind of shift. I laugh because Remy and I always make fun of each other and ourselves because we're Scorpio. We have a lot of Scorpio in our chart. And it's a sign of just like transformation. So we really go to the depth of things, and we really, really feel pretty intensely, as so many of us do. So I'm not just saying it's a Scorpio thing, but I've been feeling the emotions. I've been really feeling the deep emotions, and I've been needing to take some time to process, probably for the past, 6 months. And I feel like I'm finally kind of getting somewhere. So with that being said, I worked with cacao today just to kind of help assist me with it, because I've been feeling like I'm having a really hard time letting things go. So I needed some help on understanding how I can let go. Like, how do I let go of anger? How do I let go of resentments? And that's kind of what we're doing. So I decided to come out back. The baby's napping. I need to do a little bit of like admin work, but I'm probably going to do like a pipe ceremony at some point. But I wanted to show you outside. So this is our backyard, and Beatrice is out here. And let me show you Beatrice. So I don't know if you can see BB. She's playing over here. She loves to dig. Oh my God, I love like watching her be a dog. What'd you find, BB? She loves being out here, by the way. Oh, and this is our backyard, the back area, and it's just a really beautiful day. I know you guys have been watching us here for a while, and it's been like negative degrees, and today it's like 40. So I'm definitely going to take advantage and just kind of walk around and enjoy the outside today. It just like feels so good to see greenery. I know there's just a little bit, but in the winter months, it's definitely difficult. So over here, come here, B. Sometimes she goes just a little too far for mom's comfort. So Dr. Rodrigo, and I'm actually going to kind of redo this little area here, if you can see it. And I'm actually going to make it my garden. So I would like to grow some vegetables. So I think I'm going to do zucchini, and I'm going to do some tomato. And then I actually have some herbs, because I would like to source some of my own herbs for the apothecary and for my just herbal blends. So I got some calendula, I got some chamomile, rosemary. I'm trying to think of what else I got. But I've been just kind of like mapping out and planning out like where I really want to place the herbs, and just like where the sun is, and where, what plants need the most sun, and kind of where to put them. So that's kind of what I'm doing out here today. I'm just going to kind of design and figure out, and I might do a little bit of clean out, because I actually kind of want to have a fire. You can see over here we have a little fire pit there, so I think I might actually work in this area and kind of clean it up a little bit so that we can have a little fire later. So as I'm just kind of walking around, I'm noticing a couple of things. One, there's so much good moss and actually mud, which now that I'm almost falling, I might actually put my feet in there. I feel like yesterday we were doing a house blessing, and we had to put something in the, in the earth, and my hands were in the mud, and I'm like, oh my God, this feels so good. And I just realized like how much my body is just like yearning for the earth, like literally yearning. So while I'm out here, I was going to ground with the moss, but now I'm thinking I might put my feet in the mud over here, which feels kind of good. But out here, I'm not going to really show you too much, but just in front of me over here is where we actually do a lot of our ceremonies. that we definitely will not show. But I love this space out here and the ability to come out here to meditate a little bit. And as I came out here the other day, I noticed that there are turkey tail mushrooms that grew. And I reached out to one of my classmates and friends, Andrea, who is a legit herbologist. I've just been like studying for the past few years, but she is a wealth of knowledge. And I was like, hey, can I like harvest these turkey tail mushrooms? And she's like, yeah, it looks like they're fresh. They must have come out during like the warm spell. So I'm just going to kind of show you because they're really pretty. Hopefully you can kind of see them. So they're just like really beautiful mushrooms, as you can see. If you can get like a good close-up look at that. Oh, they're so beautiful. And there's a bunch like over here. So when I talked to her about it, she's like, yeah, it looks like they're pretty new. I haven't worked too much with turkey tail, only a little bit. You can kind of see we have some of our stuff here. The way in which I have worked with it actually was to make a little bit of tea, which I know Andrea had said that you can like put it in stews or soups and actually remove them, so you wouldn't eat them, but you're extracting the medicinal qualities from them into the broth and into the soup, and it's really great for the immune system. The way that I worked with it, again, I haven't worked with it a lot. I'm going to read up on my notes a little bit more about it, but the way that I've worked with it was honestly is like a grounding element, because to me it literally tastes like the earth. So I think I'm going to try to harvest some of them. It'll be my first time doing it. I'll learn a little bit of it, work with the mushrooms a little bit, and just kind of see how it goes. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of enjoy the day here, and I'm going to stay outside for a little while and enjoy. So I'm headed out to get my long run in today for training for the half marathon. And it's just an easy, like, 3-miler. I'm going to take it easy. I have been really focusing in on just like completing the distance. I'm not worried about timing necessarily. And I've been really just trying to tune into like my body, and like if I need to walk certain parts that I'm walking, if, you know, I'm like trying to be mindful of my pace and not pushing it too much. And it's been going pretty well. Again, it's only the first couple of runs that I've had, but I'm honestly pretty surprised by just like how good I feel. So I'm heading out to do that. It's been a rainy day today, but man, was it beautiful. You know, we've been just like working from home, and I've been in mom mode today. Just had a little meeting, and that's been kind of it. And I was taking this week to just kind of breathe a little bit. It's a bit of a lighter week, which has been really nice. And it's been raining, like I said, and the rain, like on the sound of the rain on the roof today in the sunroom was just magical. So it was just a really relaxing day. Violet took a long nap this morning. She's napping again right now. And it's just been a nice chill day working from home. So the one thing I do want to say is sometimes I find it a little challenging when I have to like get certain things done. I've been frustrated today. It's been a nice chill day, but I've also been pretty frustrated. And I think a lot of it has to do with how hard I am on myself, honestly, in so many different ways. One of them being in business. And I come from the background of just like really, really overworking and really burning myself out just consistently over the past, I can't even tell you how many years. And I've worked for myself for a long time. I know a lot of you guys know, even when I did hair, I worked at salons for a while, but then I went off onto my own pretty shortly thereafter, like before entrepreneurship was, I think, as maybe as common as it is now. I was always an independent contractor. So sometimes it's a bit difficult because during Violet's nap time, like that's when I'm like really getting a lot of the things done. I'm very fortunate. Remy and I have adjusted our schedule so that we are with her all the time. We don't do any daycare. Sometimes my in-laws will watch her for little pockets of time, which is super, super helpful. But essentially, Remy and I have really just been trying to be with her as much as we can. And that's, part of how we decided we want to parent, and we love that. And we're very grateful for, the trade-off, like for the type of scheduling that we have and the type of lifestyle that we have that can allow that to take place. But as we know, there are frustrations with any path that you choose, either the corporate route or the, entrepreneurship route. I love entrepreneurship. I geek out on business. I geek out on strategy and energy alignment and all of that stuff. But with that being said, there are times where it's really tough. And I feel like there have been pockets of time that have been more difficult than others. And the last couple of days, I've really been finding myself in those little pockets of time where, like, I'm just being really, really hard on myself and my expectations of where I think I need to be or should be and want to be, versus being really present in who I am today and everything that I've created for myself thus far. That was actually part of my reflection today with my morning pages. Was I literally had a vision and had a realization that the lifestyle and the life that Remy and I are living right now is something that I prayed for years. I mean, down to schedule, down to the house that we're living in, down to the land and the backyard. I mean, it literally was a moment that came full circle, and I was like, holy shit, I'm in it. I'm doing it. And it's so funny because sometimes I don't know if it's we forget about it, but sometimes because life can move so fast if we allow it to, we don't take time to acknowledge, like, that we're actually in our manifestation, or we're in the life that we've been desiring to make. And I feel like life can really pass you by if you don't take that time and carve that time out to really recognize, like, where you are, what you've accomplished, things you've created, and just like to be grateful for them, And I think that's something I'm trying to be more mindful of. So, as I said, I do really want to, I'm taking this run as the training, because it's a little bit of a longer one today, like I said, than what I'm used to. And I'm honestly just really intending to clear my head. I've had a lot of mind chatter today. I've had a lot of disappointment in myself today and yesterday. A lot of old programs, a lot of old patterns. And I'm just kind of really tired of it. I'm really tired of that same old broken record story. And I've been really pushing against it for a while. So I'm definitely going to take this time to continue to intend to clear my mind and move through it and be kinder to myself. So I'll make sure to show you where I'm running, because it's really, really beautiful farm. So here we go. So this is Peck Farm. And honestly, it's just really, really beautiful out here. It's so stunning, like in the summertime. They have like a butterfly garden in here that you can like take your kiddos with and go in there, and it's just really, really pretty. So I'm going to be doing my run here, and we're going to get started here in a few minutes. finished it. It was not pretty. It was not pretty, but I finished it. And I didn't take into consideration how much it has rained. I feel like I haven't done this in so long. I didn't think about it. Everything was flooded. So I actually went this path over here. I'll show you. I went on the other side over here, and it was a good 2 miles around. But on that side, it's just a little bit lower, like elevation, not by much, because we're in the Midwest. But a lot of the water had collected. So as I went through, shoes are soaked, socks are soaked, feet are soaked. And thank God it's a short run, because if that would have been like a long run, that would have sucked, having like cold, wet feet the whole time. But on the other end, I ended up crossing over to finish up the last mile, and I almost didn't finish. I was actually going to stop at 2 miles, and I was kind of bargaining with myself, and I'm like, that's okay, if you do 2 miles, you still got 2 miles done. And I was like, you know what, let's push it to 2.25. And I was like, kind of playing a game with my mind where I'm like, okay, let me just get up to that post up there and we'll see how far that is. And then I get to the post and I'm like, all right, just a little bit further to the next post. And I'm sure many of us have done that. But then I got to 2.5 miles and I'm like, great, now I just have to turn around and get back to my car and I'm done. So I turned around and came back. And on this side, it's much more hilly and a higher elevation. So things weren't wet, but they were hilly. And the wind was against me as it is right now. So the whole last, like the first half of the 2 to 2.5 mile was against the wind, which was really tough. But on the way back, the wind was on my back, so that it helped push me forward. So thank God for that. I'm going to go pick up Beatrice now. She's been at daycare all day. And I'm just going to kind of reflect. I definitely got some mental clarity. Not so much of like clarity of steps, but the mind calmed down and it hyper-focused in on one thing. And that was getting this task done. So that was really good. I feel like that just helped the mind slow down a little bit. So I'm going to go get Beatrice and kind of take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in a little bit.
Beep.
Hey, everyone.
Oh, what am I holding?
Hi, everyone.
Hey. It is Friday. It has been a pretty slow week for us. Pretty chill, which is good. We need to rest. We're kind of... I'm not getting too burnt out, but Angelica's getting there, pushing herself with all of her online stuff and other things that she has programmed. I was going to make a video this morning, and because it's my best friend's birthday, and I had made her a watch, and I wanted to kind of record all of it, but it was literally like a downpour. It was so bad, and it was so loud that there was no way I would have been able to record like any of the audio or any of the setup as I was driving. So I was like, you know what? It's okay. It was a special moment. I haven't seen her in a long time. I want to say probably last summer or maybe even before that. Yeah, the summer of 2024. So last summer. Just been super busy. We had a child. We moved. We were having a baby takes up a lot of time. Stay-at-home moms, it's constant work, and oh my God, is it a lot of work? So hats off to all of you people staying at home and watching the kids all the time. That is a literal full-time job. I forgot what I was going to talk about, but I'm really sad. I talked about this hoodie that I got last week. Angelica and I watched Smosh on YouTube. We love them. They're hilarious. So their merch dropped, and we're like, all right. They're kind of a bigger YouTube channel, but we love them anyway. So I was like, these are super cool. It's super simple. I love it. So we ordered these hoodies, and I was like, perfect. This is going to be like my lounging hoodie only. I got it. It's supposed to be oversized. I wear a 2XL. It was an okay fit. Like, it wasn't oversized. I was like, all right, it's still a good hoodie. It's not like baggy how I wanted it to be, but whatever. I accidentally washed it. Or no, I purposefully washed it. I accidentally dried it in the dryer, and now it's like a tighter fit, and the hood, like, that's it. it's sad. This thing used to be pretty big. Like, it would go over and, like, drape a little bit, and now it's just, like, firm against me, so that is very sad. Angelica's like, you should just order another one, and I was like, no, I don't want to. I love it, but I don't want to keep buying more merch when things mess up, so I'm going to save my money for something else. Probably boots. That has been my thing lately. I still love watches. I've kind of become an old man in that area. I know when you reach your midlife crisis, people start getting into like old man things, and I think the running joke is that a lot of people get into like war history and or buy themselves a car. You know, everyone has a midlife crisis thing. For me, it was just I got into watches. I got into mechanical buildings of the watches because there are battery operated ones and then there's automatic ones. It's just mechanical, no batteries, no electricity, and I just fell in love. And then I started building them, and I started building for other people because as someone who likes to make things, I can never make myself anything. I did build myself one watch, but that was after I made a watch for my wife, my brother, my best friends for their birthdays. And so after that kind of finished up, I do leather work. I've talked about this before. And so I was like, you know what? I want to get a nice pair of leather boots because all I have is like one pair of winter boots. And I got a leather boot. It was awesome. But then in the move, I talked about this before, but this is one of the deleted scenes because it was like an hour and a half our last episode. So in our move, they were helping us pack because I was like, pack the kitchen, like I want that stuff because it's going into storage, and I want all glassware just really packed nicely so like nothing damages it. And they also packed a little bit of my workstation, which is right next to the kitchen in our small apartment, and the front area closet, which is where we keep most of our shoes and boots. And he was putting all of our jackets into one big box, and he's like, can I put the boots in here? And I was like, yeah, please put all of our shoes in there, it's fine. And then he's like, oh, can we move some of the rest into another box? And I was like, that's also fine. So when we opened that box with the jackets and our shoes, literally only one boot came out. And I was like, where the fuck is the other one? But it's all packed away, it's in the garage, I can't find it. So what you're not supposed to do is wear leather boots over and over and over again because they need to breathe. Because leather used to be live flesh, you know, and it will absorb moisture very, very well. So I kept wearing them over and over again, which means I broke them in really quick, which is awesome. They're super, super comfortable. But that also means there's a high chance of like it getting damp and mildew. Violet, gentle. She's playing with the cats right now.
Be gentle with Peaches.
Let me see if I can get...
Gentle.
Yeah, they're playing over there. So I ordered another pair of boots, and they are awesome. I love them to death, so I've been rocking them both out. But yeah, that's kind of been our update. A little something to throw in for this episode because of how short it's going to be. I'm not going to be able to show much of classes this Saturday because one of my levels is working on their sacred tools, and that's not something that I want to disclose or talk about on here. And then the other class, more than half of them are not going to make it. So it's going to be a very chill weekend for us. Sunday, Angelica is teaching in the city, so she'll take you through all of that. But we'll kind of give you a breakdown of what we're going to be doing on the weekend, which isn't going to be too much, but again, it's a chill weekend. We're very, very grateful for it. We're very grateful for our students. We're very grateful for our friends and everything we have going on. And this is Freddie. What's up, Freddie? All right, yeah, that's about it. We'll check in again later today or tomorrow. All
right, so we are getting set up for the day. We kind of had a tough morning. I was definitely getting overwhelmed. It's a lot when you're like packing the bag, feeding the baby, getting yourself ready, taking the dog out, just getting like cleaning up the house and just like everything. So I was overwhelmed. So we didn't get to record anything this morning. But essentially we're at the shop. I'm actually going to take you guys along this afternoon. I am going to the 63rd Apothecary at a friend's place, and she actually has created like a candle making bar. So we're actually going to be testing that out. So I'm going to take you guys along for that. And right now I just have a couple of clients. Remy is about to start teaching classes, and it's a pretty chill Saturday. I'm pretty excited. Tomorrow I just have like an easy class that I'm teaching downtown, but that's about it. So happy Saturday. Yeah. Hey everyone, so Violet and I are here with Lucy, the owner of 63rd Apothecary, right? 63rd Street Apothecary. Hi. Her space is beautiful. Let me turn this around so you guys can get kind of the full view here. So she has the best soap and candles, bath bombs, what else, Luce? And like
lotions, body wash, hand creams, liquid and bar soaps,
all the good stuff. Yeah,
candles, lots of candles.
So that's actually what Violet and I are doing. Violet and I are doing. I haven't eaten yet, so I'm like, so we are making a candle, and I'll kind of show you just a little bit here. So we're actually mixing the scent. And that's the candle holder I picked, the pretty pink one. But I'll let you guys know how it goes, and I'll show a little bit behind the scenes of us making this candle. So here we go, we poured it in. It smells so good. I ended up naming it, Lucy named it really, but it's called Lazy Sunday by the Fire. And then I'll just kind of show you guys here the whole process. That was so fun, Luce. I know I'm gonna make another one.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, when that one's... Oh, so the one thing that I just realized.
Mm-hmm.
Wait 1 week.
Okay.
Before you burn it.
Okay.
Preferably 2.
Okay.
But 1 week for sure.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay. Because you want, since we've already melted the wax,
mm-hmm.
you want to make sure that the that it's set.
Well, we're back in the car once again. It's Sunday. Yesterday was kind of chaotic. We were gonna do a little bit of recording, but we had a lot to do. We didn't grab the camera. It was very overwhelming for some peeps. But that's all right. Today is another interesting day. I have a class. We are starting a new level, and so it's very exciting. I get to teach some new things, and we were supposed to drive separately today, but we forgot our keys at the shop, and the baby is tired. So we're going to do a little bit of driving to get the keys and driving back to grab the car. because Angelica has plans for later today, or midday actually.
Yeah, tell me to talk about it. I'm a little low on energy and tired, but I will be heading into the city this afternoon to teach a class, and it's a series, so I'll actually be in the city every Sunday this month. Well, 3 Sundays, and then one of the Sundays I'm teaching an intensive out here at the shop. So it's a busy month, which is really exciting, and I'm frustrated that I forgot my keys because I had the whole morning planned, and now that is not going to happen. So that's okay. We're just going to roll with it. I'm probably going to go and get some coffee after we get back. There's only one coffee in here. I am notorious for leaving reusable coffee cups everywhere, and then when I go to like find one to take coffee again, and disposable, and when I go to like grab coffee to leave like the next day, I remember that I forgot the coffee mug at the shop or in the car or wherever, and that was the case today. So I am gonna go and get some coffee, but I will show you guys once I get into the city. I was gonna stop at my favorite coffee shop out there because I'm gonna be right by it. So we'll see if I end up doing that, but I'll make sure to take you guys along because it's actually in a really, really beautiful spot in the city. So we'll see how it goes. And for those that followed along, here is my candle. I wish we had like smell-o-vision on here. I don't know if I can get it. It turned out really, really good. It smells really good. I have to wait 2 weeks before I can burn it. But I was smelling it this morning. It smells great, so that was really, really fun. So we'll take you guys along for today. It's a pretty exciting day. And yeah, that's about it. I'm here getting ready to teach my workshop today, and I had a little bit of extra time even though the day got a little wonky. I wanted to do a couple other things, but it just wasn't in the cards for me today. I ended up making it into the city about a half an hour early before I needed to be, so I kind of went down like to my old stomping grounds and it got really nostalgic really fast, and I'm kind of shocked by how my heart feels right now, because when I lived in the city, particularly in West Loop, which is where I'm at, the good news is they actually added in more stop signs on Randolph, which is great because that street is a clusterfuck. But on the other side of it, you know, I lived out here for a couple of years, and it really was like my dream to live literally down to the apartment. It was probably one of the best manifestations I've ever experienced up until Remy and Violet in our home now. But it really was like the first time that I was truly living for myself. I was doing a lot of healing work, and that is actually, like I said in the previous episode, how I found the apprenticeship program, the shamanic apprenticeship program. And as I'm just kind of driving through West Loop, I just started getting really sad and like really grateful for that time that I had. And I feel like life can really pass us by if we're not intentional. I swear it just moves so quickly, and I feel like that was such a pivotal moment in my life. Like if you were to ask me like what is a decision you made in your life that you didn't realize was going to change your life when you made it, it would be moving into that apartment and the life that I've created literally from there. And I'm just feeling like all the feels. I honestly started to cry in the car, and the song started playing by Xavier Rudd, Follow the Sun, which is actually like the song that literally like brought me to my knees when I was in Arizona. When I was living out here, that's when I randomly booked this trip. I swear I like used all the money I had to get out to Arizona, and I camped in the desert for like 3 or 4 days. And it was the best time of my life. It was just for what it was, you know. I love being a mom. I love Remy and I, like our life that we're creating. It's just, I dreamed about this forever. But that was kind of like the first time, when I think back to the Arizona and I think back to living here, it was the first time I really was living my life consciously, like for myself and not for anyone else. So it's really nostalgic. I feel like that's when I found my heart again. I feel like that's when I started to love myself. And I feel like that's when I found myself there. So I'm having one of those moments of just like pure nostalgia. My hair. But it felt really good. I went to one of the old stores I used to go to, a coffee shop. I walked around just down Randolph Street. I used to love walking and running down there, so it was just really nice. So I'm about to head in to teach this class, and I'll show you guys a little bit of the inside. So I'm driving back home, and class went really, really well. This is actually like a 3-part series that I'm doing, so we still have 2 more, say, weeks left next week, and then at the end of the month we'll be kind of finishing it up. And they did really, really well. They did phenomenal, actually. They received beautiful messages that came through. And we did a lot of like self-awareness and just tuning into self and what that even means and looks like. And also nurturing, which, you know, I talk about that all the time and how that's really been just like a center focus for where I think a lot of my work is directing towards and where it's going. So it went really well. After that, I actually ended up ordering some of my favorite food, which is Athena's from Greektown. I actually used to live across the street. That apartment that I showed you guys that I used to live in is across the street from Athena's. So I used to go there quite a bit. And I love their food. And I got some really delicious Greek food for myself and the whole family. So I'm really excited to go home and eat it. Again, I'm feeling a lot of feels. I'm kind of like sorting through the feelings because I'm feeling, I think, some emotions that I wasn't expecting and some emotions I haven't felt in a really long time. And there's a part of me that's just like really missing something. So we'll see what comes up. But you learn something new every day. And when you take a step outside of like the comfort zone, or, you know, and you do something new, you learn something. So I'm definitely going to be journaling and just kind of self-reflecting and maybe doing a little meditation on it, just to see like what emotions are coming up and what's going on, what I feel like I'm missing, or what part of me I feel like I haven't been nurturing as much, you know. What's really interesting is sometimes I don't think it's necessarily like the place or the location. It's what that place or location reminds you of. So I don't know if it's the actual city that I'm missing, but I'm missing the part of me that really came alive when I lived in the city. And part of my mind thoughts are going to, maybe there's that part that I haven't been nurturing a lot. Whatever, you know, like when I lived in the city, whatever part of me really came out and really grew and was shining and really stepped forward. So that's just kind of where I'm at. I'm deep in my Scorpio feelings, and we're going to see what comes up. So I'll make sure to report back, but I'll show you guys.